Yo, what is up guys, Destroyer here, and today I want to bring you guys a new video, and in this video, I just finally got my full Crota raid armor set, which is my favorite raid armor set for the Hunter, and oh man, it looks amazing. I love all of the spikes and just all of the new animations, and this is my second full set of all of the new gear this week. So I wanted to make a follow-up video on how to just get as much gear as possible because it seems to be quite rare for people. A person I was raiding with last night only got one gear piece out of all of Crota, and it was the cloak. So if you guys do not know, the easiest piece out of most armor sets, or pretty much out of all of them, to get will be the cloak. Because on any checkpoint where you're not like fighting a boss or it's an early checkpoint, like think the Abyss for Crota, you can get the cloaks. Because anything besides the four main armor pieces come from the smaller things. The four main armor pieces come from either a big encounter or a boss. So that's why it's a lot more rare to see the full sets. Besides, the cloak seems to drop a ton. I've had like 30 Shrouds of Flies just by doing Crota every week. It's been insane. Now, if you guys don't know, all of these armor pieces are basically equally rare, but I would say the helmet is the hardest to get, at least for me. I have not seen many people with the helmet, and that is because every helmet in all of the raids drops from the final boss, and none of this has to be on challenge mode, by the way. You can run it even if it's not the weekly, like this week is Crota, and I can run Vault of Glass and still go get the helmet. It doesn't have to be on the weekly, but it is a much much rarer drop still. So if you're gonna want to grind out some of these armor sets and you don't know where some of the gear comes from, normally the first one or two pieces of the raid before you get to a big boss, like little encounters, will drop the arms. Like any smaller encounter normally drops the arms. The boots and the chest will normally drop from the middle bosses of the raid or middle encounters of the raid, whatever that would be, depending on the raid you are running. Like King's Fall, you're gonna get the boots from Daughters, and I think the chest is actually from Gogroth. So those middle bosses in the raids, or like War, or like War Machine in Wrath of the Machine will drop the chest piece. Normally the middle bosses will be dropping these pieces. And the final boss, if you guys don't know, has a chance to drop any gear from the entire raid. It has one gear slot that is randomly chosen from literally anything that drops out of the entire raid. It can drop a helmet, but it's most likely to drop weapons. That is why I say the helmet is definitely the rarest, because the final bosses have a massive chance of dropping weapons and have a one random slot to get the helmet in. The rest of the time, it's pretty much filled up by other stuff, so the helmet is normally a really rare thing to find, and that's where this method comes in. If you're still grinding for a specific piece of armor, find out whatever checkpoint it goes to and wait until it's not the weekly raid, because the weekly raid, all it does is give you the chance for exotic primaries. It doesn't up the chance of any of these armor pieces. If anything, it basically makes them more rare. So basically what you're going to want to do is go into a raid when it's not the weekly and use your knuckles, which is weird because it's not a weekly, but unless you still need some of the elemental primaries, you don't really need those knuckles of EAO anymore. So use the knuckles on a boss when it's not the weekly, and you have bonus loot, which gives you one extra slot when it's not the weekly to get anything from the entire raid, which gives you which doubles your chance of getting that rare armor piece you need. So if you are looking for armor pieces or legendary weapons, you're definitely going to want to run it when it's not the weekly, and then use your Knuckles of EAO. Because when you are running it on weekly, it will drop the exotic primary as a bonus, but then you only have the other two loot slots, and whenever you use Knuckles of EAO, it goes to another exotic primary instead of giving you one of the legendaries you're actually wanting, because they are a lot more rare. So if you're trying to grind out a full set, try to do it when it's not the weekly. I mean, still grind the weeklies because you're gonna need the ornaments. But I have successfully got two full sets. I have the Wrath of the Machine set now, and I have the full Crota set right here. Now I'm gonna keep grinding, trying to get that Kingsfall one, but the Kingsfall one seems to be so rare just because of how many weapons can drop in that raid. And ghost shells, it's just the chance for the Kingsfall armor is way lower. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe for more Destiny, Black Ops 3, and World of Warcraft. And I will see you guys later. See you guys.